And this is where it begins. I'm at B&A at 7:30 on Wednesday morning, the 7th of August, and I'm about to head on a plane to Kansas City and go to the Royals game tonight, leg one of a 3 games in 3-day road trip, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, let's get on the plane and let's get this thing started. About 72 hours from now, technically 73, I'll be, if everything goes well, landing right back here at B&A on my way back from Minneapolis. So a whirlwind 3 days coming up, but let's do it. To Kansas City. It was a pretty quick flight, like an hour and 15 minutes or something in the air. Very smooth, a little bumpy toward the landing, but not bad. So, of the 3 cities I'm visiting on this trip, Kansas City is the worst for transit. They don't have one, basically. They have a little streetcar that runs downtown and buses elsewhere, so it's kind of like Nashville. The airport is a long way from the city, and it's like a $40 Uber ride, and I'm in no hurry, so I'm going to take the city bus because it's free. And it's, what time is it, 10:40? Game doesn't start until 7:20, so I've got a long time and really nothing else to do in the city. So, and I don't even know if I'll be able to check into my hotel when I get downtown. So yeah, just gonna take the bus and see how that goes. Of my hotel, staying at Hampton Inn, downtown Kansas City. It took me, I don't know, about an hour on the bus to get here from the airport. It wasn't too bad. It's about what I was expecting, but it was totally free, and the airport is ridiculously far from the city. So I went in, I took a little nap for a few minutes, and now I'm ready to head out and see what the city's got to offer. I don't have a lot of time. I mean, baseball is the primary objective here, and I've got about 6 hours until first pitch, so we'll just see what I can do in the next couple of hours here in Kansas City before I head out to the ballpark and have a good night out there. So here we are. First base, Kauffman Stadium. I'm on the way. I've noticed in just my short time here in Kansas City is there's a lot of these old signs from looks like maybe the 40s and 50s on buildings all over downtown. It's just a really cool city so far. I've really enjoyed my time here in Kansas City, however brief it may be. This is the city market. They have a lot of local little restaurants and food stands, and the produce stand over there. There's like a soda fountain and an ice cream shop, and over here there's a game store and a steamboat museum, which I'm not interested enough in to pay the admission price, but this is one of those uniquely local things that I like to hit when I go to cities like this. the Negro League Baseball Museum, which is right over there, was really incredible. That was it's not a very big place, but they pack a lot in there, and very, very interesting stuff. I'm really, really glad I went to that. Having been to the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown and like the Louisville Slugger Museum, and that's another one to add to the list of great baseball museums. So if you're ever in Kansas City, go check it out. Well, I made it to Kauffman Stadium. This is number 11 on my trek to all 30 at some point. So really excited about this one. This is one that's been around since I was a kid. And I remember playing on the Sega Genesis video games. This was the one you could always hit the ball into the waterfalls in the outfield. So of the 3 stadiums I'm going to, this is the oldest. This one actually older than I am. It's one of the oldest stadiums in baseball now, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I'm really, really excited. And yeah, first base, Kansas City. Let's go inside. To me, the greatest feeling in the world when you come to a baseball game is when you walk into the stadium for the first time and you just see it. You just see the field. You just see it. Isn't it glorious? Unbelievable. So I bought these tickets a couple months ago, and I forgot that I bought a front row seat in the upper deck, like right behind home plate. So when I come to these games, I don't necessarily like to sit here and watch the game. For me, it's more about the experience of coming to a stadium versus watching a game. This is honestly a game I care nothing about between the Royals and the Red Sox. But if this is my seat, I might sit here most of the game just because this is a great, great seat. And for this stadium to be 50-something years old now, it's over 50 years old. It's in great shape. And I know they're trying to get rid of it, and they're trying to build a new one somewhere else, downtown Kansas City or whatever. But I'm suitably impressed. It's got kind of a retro cool feel to it. I mean, it was built in the early 70s. That scoreboard with the crown on it is awesome. I've always loved that, and I'm glad I finally get to see it in person. You get all the waterfalls out in the outfield and the fountains. Apparently, there are more fountains in Kansas City than anywhere else in the world except for Paris, I think, is the piece of trivia. And I only know that because that is in our Missouri trivia thing that we have on the Opry for Dollar General occasionally. But anyway, no, this is amazing. I'm really digging this stadium. This is cool. I like it. I like it. Well, I'll tell you what, I could not have asked for better weather and a better ball game. It's actually been a very good game. The home team is currently winning. So I got another Braves fan here.
Let me get in here.
Braves fan, hello.
Cop on, baby. Let's go.
There you go. We're everywhere. Yeah, I saw him upstairs and sent a picture. Said, "Hey, look, my buddy Chipper's here," and I don't know that guy, but it is nice to see the A represented everywhere. But yeah, that's it's a good game. It's a good stadium. I like Kansas City. This is sweet. And it's a good first stop, good first base on this 3-leg trip. Yeah. So the game is over. Royals won, which is nice. Good to see the home team win. Kauffman Stadium's great. It really is a great stadium, but the Uber situation sucks. And the problem with this stadium is that it's way out from the city. It's not downtown. It's kind of out in the suburbs. I don't know Kansas City that well, but I know that I had to be in an Uber a long time to get here. And after the game, there's like no real clear place to meet an Uber. They tell you just meet in lot A, which is this giant parking lot, as you can see. So I'm just waiting here for an Uber to show up, and I think my driver just bailed on me because he's stuck in traffic. So That knocks it a little bit, but all in all, a very good experience here at Kauffman Stadium. All right, so day 2 is beginning here at Union Station in Kansas City, and I got to come here yesterday for a few minutes, and it was just really cool, an old train station. And the cool part is I'm actually catching a train here. The Amtrak platform, whatever you call it, is right back there. So I'm going to be riding a train to St. Louis today. Now, it's only the 3rd time in my life I've ever ridden Amtrak on a passenger rail. I'm really sad that it doesn't come through Nashville, because I would probably use it more often to go places like Atlanta or St. Louis or whatever. So whenever I get the chance, I want to take a train because I love trains. And so today I'm going to be riding the train to St. Louis. It is in no way the most quick or efficient way to get there. I think it takes almost 6 hours on the train. I think it's only like a 3-hour drive maybe from here, and obviously like a 30-minute flight. But I wanted to do the train experience, so we're going to do that today. It is raining in Kansas City this morning, so I had to stand out in the rain and wait on the streetcar. But thankfully, it pretty much pulled up right before I got there, right after I got to the streetcar stop out on the street in front of my hotel. So thankfully, I didn't get too wet. But weather's looking good in St. Louis tonight. Let's hope that these showers move across Missouri pretty quick and don't affect the ball game tonight. But headed to Busch Stadium for second base on this 3-stadium trip through Middle America. 6 hours and 10 minutes later, I made it to St. Louis, and the Amtrak experience was fine. It wasn't really particularly good. The Wi-Fi did not work on the train as it was promised that it would. And I have T-Mobile, which has notoriously bad service in the middle of nowhere. And this train was in middle of nowhere the whole way. So, yeah, I've just kind of been staring out the window. Nothing to listen to or watch or do. I didn't bring a book or anything because I was keeping travel light, keeping my backpack light as I could. So, yeah, so I just enjoyed the scenery and heard a guy behind me do a Zoom meeting for an hour. Apparently he did have service, and he, for an hour, talked to his team at his office with the most inane corporate speak I've ever heard. And he would not stop this meeting, and I was just... Okay, so anyway, I'm glad to not have to listen to that anymore. Yeah, the train was 30 minutes late getting to St. Louis, which is fine. I'm not in too big of a hurry to get here. Just going to the ball game tonight. Don't really have anything else to do in the city. And hey, look, it's the arena where the Blues play, which the last time I was in St. Louis was in 2016, and I saw MTSU play March Madness in there. So anyway, I got to buy my ticket for the Metrolink and get to my hotel. So it's an earlier start for the St. Louis game. It's 6:15, I think. So I had no time to do anything in St. Louis except check into my hotel, give my phone a quick charge, and head straight to the ballpark. So yeah, that's where I'm headed now, straight to the ballpark. At least my hotel is only like a block and a half away, which is nice because now I don't have to Uber after the game like I did last night. I could just walk right back and hopefully get some good sleep tonight. right, inside the stadium now in St. Louis, and here's the money shot. That glorious first look at a ballpark on a game day. Even though I am not at all a St. Louis Cardinals fan, it just still doesn't get much better than that, does it? Oh my God. I love this so much. Find a quiet place in the stadium to make this video because it is very loud here. The opposite of what I had last night in Kansas City. You couldn't hear the speaker system at all here. It's like rattling your teeth. But it's late in the game. The Cardinals are losing. The Tampa Bay Rays took a late lead, so it sucked the life completely out of this place. But you know, it's a Thursday night. I could be doing a lot of worse things than at a baseball game. But the weather's wonderful. But I'm not as impressed with the stadium as I thought I would be. And I hate to say that because it looks like such a nice stadium, but it's hard to believe it's 19 years old. It was built in 2006, so it's in its 19th season. And just from that era, the design's kind of showing its age to be that new. Something good just happened, apparently, for the Cardinals. I don't know if they took the lead or what, but there's some energy here again. But to be a fairly new ballpark, it doesn't have a lot of great modern amenities. Like where I'm standing here in left field, you see the guys behind me there watching the game. It's really the only place on the whole lower level that you can stand. Is one little area in left field with a standing room only. Everything else is covered up. All the concourses are underneath the seating, so you can't see the game really unless you're in the seat or you're way up to the top of the upper deck, so like the Budweiser Terrace or something. So the food options are not great here. I'm not all that impressed with how they use their scoreboards. I think they could do that a lot better. There's a lot of game time information available now in the StatCast era, and they just don't show it. So it's really lacking in that. But I did meet some really nice people when I was seated in my seat for the first 4 innings. I was sitting next to a cancer survivor, and she was great, and we talked baseball, and we talked country music. She loved the Grand Ole Opry and was amazed to know that I worked there. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that part of it. But I always sit in my seat for the first 4 innings and then roam the ballpark for the back half of the game. And I was enjoying it a lot more when I was in my seat, so maybe I should have stayed there. So Busch Stadium, not as high on my list as I would like for it to be, but it is what it is. All right. It's 6:43 in the morning. I am about to head to the St. Louis airport to fly to Minneapolis for third base, Target Field. I slept on it. I still am at Busch Stadium. It was not my favorite. I hate to say that because it's got a lot going for it, but it just misses the mark on so many things. So anyway, I'm really excited about Target Field. Minnesota just seems like such an oddball on this trip because it's so far out there, but this is what I'm really looking forward to going to. So I've been looking forward to this one. Kind of, to me, this is almost the main event. Kansas City stole the show. I was disappointed in St. Louis, but we'll see if Minnesota lives up to the hype because I'm really, really excited about a Friday night game up there between two good division rivals. Should be a great atmosphere. It'll be a little chilly. High in Minnesota today, 68 degrees. So not exactly baseball weather in August, even for Minnesota. That's a little cool. So it should be good. It should be good. So let's hit the road, or rather hit the train tracks to the airport, then hit the skies. right, so to get to my hotel, I have to walk through the Mall of America. And it's the first time I've ever been here. It's the first time I've ever been to Minnesota. This is crazy, guys. If you've never been here, this is unbelievable that this is all mall. And I've been walking around in this mall already for like 20 or 30 minutes. I have no idea where I'm going. I've got to find my hotel. But in the meantime, I ran across the theme park and holy crap. I cannot get over the Mall of America. I have spent most of the afternoon here, and it is as big or bigger and more extra than I had ever thought. And I know it's been here like almost, 30 years now, or probably it's been here 30 years, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, it looks fresh and new, and it's packed on a Friday afternoon, a weekday. It is packed. There are people everywhere. And of course the theme park with all the roller coasters, and I thought about riding one, but I decided against it because I waited too long and now I gotta head downtown to the ballpark. But it's right next to the airport. This might be a fun little weekend getaway. Fly up here, stay near the airport, come to the Mall of America, go home. It's really, really something else. I highly recommend it, and I'm glad I came because I've been wanting to come here for a long time and check it out. So, pretty cool. Well, it's the last stop on the baseball tour, and Target Field is where I am tonight in Minneapolis. And this one is one that I didn't think I would get to anytime soon. So I'm really glad that it worked out that I could come here to this ballpark and check it out. I have absolutely no problem at all with the Twins or Cleveland, who is playing there tonight. So should this be a good time, just enjoying the ball game. And yeah, this will be stadium number 12 of the active ones. So, or no, 13 of the active ones. Yeah, 12 was last night in St. Louis. I guess I didn't enjoy it enough that I didn't count it, but yeah, I was definitely there. So this will be number 13, lucky number 13 of 30, so almost halfway there. So yeah, time to go inside here in a minute. Let's go, baseball. All right, inside the stadium, and now let's go take a look at the field, shall we? I mean it when I say it every time. There's nothing like walking into a ballpark and getting that first glimpse of the field. So I'm on this diet, but it's definitely cheat day today. I got almost 20,000 Fitbit steps before I even came to the game because of my time at Mall of America and walking through 2 airports this morning. But I got this giant helmet full of chicken tenders and fries. I got a great view of the ball game. Man, the weather's absolutely perfect. It's like 65 degrees here. This is great. I am in love with Target Field so far, for sure. I gotta tell you, Target Field is a 10 out of 10. It is my favorite park that I've been to, bar none. And the atmosphere here is so much fun. It doesn't hurt that the weather is perfect tonight, and it's just incredible. I can't find anything wrong with it. I mean, I really can't. It reminds me a lot of Truist Park in Atlanta. This stadium is only 4 years newer than St. Louis, and it is light years better in quality, everything. So good job, Minnesota. You got my new favorite park, number 1 on my list after leaving here, and I might even become a Twins fan because of it. Crazy.
No, really, really, really glad I came to Minnesota tonight. This is incredible. Sitting here in my hotel room in Minneapolis, actually Bloomington, Minnesota. I'm out here by the Mall of America and the airport. Yeah, Target Field was just pardon the pun, it was a home run. It was just perfect. I loved Target Field. I did not like my time in St. Louis. I made that clear from the video last night. Kansas City was also great. This has been a really, really fun trip. St. Louis just almost feels like a whirlwind because I was barely there because the Amtrak train took so long. But it is, looking at my watch now, it is 10:17. Today I have walked 23,629 steps, which is something I haven't approached in years. Probably the last time, oh goodness, probably like going to New York, like several years ago I did that. But almost 24,000 steps today on my Fitbit. And nearly lost the Fitbit in St. Louis this morning. It did fall off my wrist on the Metrolink train, and I thought I had lost it, but I found it under my seat. Anyway, I'm glad that I found it because it tracked my walking today. But I'm dog tired, and like I said, it's 10:17, and I have a 7 a.m. flight to catch, which means I've got to get up at 4:30 to catch the shuttle from the hotel over to the airport. So yeah, it's gonna be a short night, but I signed up for this. This is probably gonna be the most challenging part of the whole trip, is this short night of sleep. But yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, get up in the morning, go straight downstairs, get on that bus and go over to the airport, and hopefully be home in Nashville by 9 tomorrow morning, where I can do all my normal Saturday stuff like improv class and go to work, because I'm just crazy that way and because things have to be done. So anyway, yeah, Target Field was great, and wrapping up my time in Minnesota here in this hotel room. So it's been a fun day, been a very, very fun day. Gonna do it back here at B&A, and from the time the plane pulled away from the gate to leave until the time I got back was exactly 72 hours and 0 minutes, which is crazy to think I did all that in 72 hours. But everything went as smoothly as it could. The weather was perfect in all three cities. Flights were on time. Train was a little bit late. That's like the only thing that went wrong, is that train was 30 minutes late getting to St. Louis. Aside from that, everything else was just great. It was perfect. So been looking forward to that trip for a really long time. But I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be able to see my wife, see my dog, and get back into normal routine of things. And hey, let's do it again next year. Pick 3 new cities. Find out when. Thanks for watching.